Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching a Big Bang Theory. This is the 16th episode of the 5th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like today's full episode, it is available for in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode was about Sheldon. It was basically nullifying the friendship agreement with Leonard. Basically, he's bored, he's annoyed, he's frustrated, you know, that he has to chauffeur him around with no thank you. It's just expected just because of the agreement. And, you know, he basically just wanted some sleep, Leonard. And he ended up obviously signing the contract to make it nullified so that they was just acquaintances that sucked each other as they walked past. And, you know, it left Sheldon in a tough predicament, to be honest. Heavily reliant on other people. He was offering them different jobs and chores and locations and, you know what I mean, drives and times with him, which everybody seemed to reject because nobody really wants to go out the way, taking someone to the dentist, to the stores, you know what I mean, to go see the trains, the comics. It's like they got their own stuff going on, and I think it made him realise that obviously he spent a lot of time with Leonard and relies on him a lot, and it's his friendship, not just, you know, like you know, being roommates and chilling and playing games with Howard and stuff, but like it's how much he goes out the way to care for him. And you could see that obviously he was feeling it a little bit, and he actually caused like a big thing in his building. Basically cut all the power out, pretended it was something going on with the building when technically it was Sheldon that done it, and he was trying to all night basically go and infiltrate his kind of time with Penny to see if he could get Leonard to come over and obviously talk to him, spend some time with him, sign the contract again. And at the end, you know, Leonard actually sat down and said, look, mate, you know, I'll do this. I'll take you to the dentist. I'll take you to where you want to go, but not because I have to because of the contract, because you asked me, because I'm your friend, and I'm not bothered about where it is as long as you give me the thank you when it happens. And obviously, you know, don't demand everything. Now, Sheldon said, look, I can't say thank you every time. You know, it's a bit too much effort. And, you know, knowing Sheldon, that is effort for him. But he's like, look, how about one day of the year, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Leonard's Day? You know, we celebrate you and your achievements and everything that you want to do. Leonard was like, look, can I sit in your chair? No. Can I turn up the thermostat? No. It's like, mate, what do I actually get out of this? He's like, I get you a card. Leonard was like, okay, fine, whatever. And ended up obviously agreeing to be friends again and chauffeuring him around. So, you know, I love Sheldon. I think he's a great character. But, like, the only part that annoys me the most of him is when he's heavily reliant on others and he thinks that everybody should cater for him 24/7, and whatever he does, everybody should be doing it. Do you know what I mean? What he wants, everybody else should want it as well. So I'm glad they sorted that at the end of the episode. Thanks for checking out today's. If you do enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
I think I've come up with a fun way to get young people interested in science. Physics Mad Lib. Give me a number.
5.
And an irrational constant. E. And an electrical charge.
Positive.
Perfect. Professor Jones told the symposium he had a new method for calculating the mass of a muon. 5 times the limit of E to the upsilon as in
I've seen him laugh that hard since the day Leonard made that multiplication error.
Oh Lord, that multiplication error. He thought he carried the 1, but he didn't.
Guys, President Siebert is headed this way.
Doesn't look happy, so I'm guessing he wants to talk to Sheldon.
Dr. Cooper.
Told you.
Stop installing suggestion boxes everywhere. Cooper, the physics department chair tells me you're refusing to take your vacation.
I don't need a vacation.
You're obligated to take one. And I'd also like you to know the most often received suggestion in my suggestion box you installed without asking me is, can Dr. Cooper take a vacation?
Yo, they dominated the Black Eyed Peas, didn't they, at some time?
I got my money. Let's spend it up.
You stop that caterwauling.
What are you doing hiding back there?
I'm sneaking into work. Now, if the guard at the university asks what's under the blanket, you tell him it's some lobster traps.
What are you going to do when you get to the university? People are going to recognize you.
That's like me, that. He looks like Ash as well from
But fine, just get back under your blanket and I'll drive you there.
Spin all the way home. What's he drive there? Is that a Saab?
I know you turned around.
So glad you talked Howard out of having your wedding invitations in Klingon.
Turn it over. Hoping my relatives think it's Hebrew. My dad, because I make a lot more money than Howie, he's putting a lot of pressure on me to get a prenup.
Pressure can be daunting.
I remember the battle with my mother about shaving my legs.
So I'm a big believer in breaking bad news to a guy when you're in bed with him. That's how I told my high school boyfriend I slept with his brother. I told his brother the same thing.
What do you think about these prenup things? Because it's a tough one, but I actually think that everybody kind of should get one. But the reason why is I think that the way I would see, I do like a bespoke one. I don't even know how you would do it, but like I think that whatever you have up until the moment you get married, that is everything that you've hard work achieved for to that period. So that means that, you know, just say today I was getting married to somebody, everything that I've achieved and earned from my side and my family and, you know, my achievements up until now would be mine, and everything that she's done all the way up until that moment would be hers. And then as soon as we get married, collectively everything becomes joint going forward from there. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's just say, for example, Howard had $50,000 in his bank and Bernadette had $100,000 in her bank. Yeah, when they got married, if they ever get divorced, Howard will come out with that $50,000 and she would come out with that $100,000, and then anything that they've earned collectively together in that in between bit is split 50-50. So if they acquire a home, it's half and half. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a firm believer, you know, that people should get or keep what they've earned and put into it. So it's like you could work all your life, 2 jobs, 3 jobs to buy yourself a house, and if you get with somebody and you're with them for 1 year, for example, and then you break up, they shouldn't be able, in the UK, they'd be able to take half of that. And I personally don't think that's really fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've worked hard all your life to achieve something. Somebody shouldn't be able to just come in, be in a relationship 1 year, and then be able to take half your stuff. I understand that it's not really nice talking about what's mine is mine, but I believe what's mine is mine up until the moment we become we. And then when we become we, then everything becomes ours. You know what I mean? So then that's a tough one there. So like whatever I was earned before and she's earned before, it's their separate entities. As soon as they get together and buy a home and get income and combine it, then it becomes joint. That's how I'd say it anyway.
Sheldon, there are a million great vacations you could take. What about Hawaii?
How about Florida? They got Cape Canaveral, they got Disney, they got my Aunt Ida and the world's largest collection of diabetic candy.
My family took a trip to Florida when I was a child. A seagull stole a hot dog from me on the beach. I got the message.
I'd go back to the 2 Bunch Palms Resort and Spa in the desert, I tell you. An hour on the massage table with Trevor, and you'll feel like you were born without bones.
You must take a vacation. You must have fun. You must enjoy life.
Everybody takes vacations.
One time, they tried to make Richard Feynman take a vacation, but he chose instead to expand his mind and learn something new. He went to work in his friend's biology lab. Oh, I have a brilliant idea. Amy's a biologist. I'll go work in her lab.
Your laundry? You only have like 6 things in there.
Yeah, I didn't have any quarters, so I've been sneaking stuff into other people's loads all day. Bernadette wants a prenup.
Wow, that's rough.
So you're saying if I became a famous movie star and we got married, you wouldn't sign a prenup?
Absolutely not.
I'll tell you one thing, if I ever do get married, no Klingon invitations.
See, so to me, it sounds like a prenup. Like I said, I would do a bespoke one. It does sound like it means that it's mine. All of it. Every single penny, and none of it's yours. Now, I understand that aspect of it because, you know, that's not really fair, is it? You know, he could be with her for 20 years. She could get really, really successful and bring in loads of money, and Leonard still ends up with 0. And that's where I say that shouldn't be the case. That's where it was before we become a unit. What's ours is ours. Once we become one, then from that period forward, do you know what I mean? Like, if Penny then does get big, well, that's unlucky, isn't it? It's their money. To be honest, as what is Jeff Bezos? Did he not? Well, he cheated on his wife, so he deserves to lose some of his money because, like, what are you doing? But he lost like 100 billion or something, didn't he? Like, I'm not even kidding. It was literally something stupid like that to his wife for basically cheating on him with another woman. Obviously, she got a divorce and took pure dough. That's crazy.
Oh boy, this vacation is off to a wonderful start. Whir of the centrifuge, distant chatter of lab animals being dispatched for dissection.
Come on, Sheldon, we can be like Marie Curie and her husband Pierre, who spent their days working side by side, bathed in the glow of their love and the radium that ultimately killed her. Screw Beauty and the Beast, that's the love story Disney should tell. Well, I'm gonna be doing some brainstem histology while you put yourself on the business end of a sponge and wash those beakers. Hippity hop, quick like a bunny.
Excuse me, you have Dr. Sheldon Cooper in your lab. You're gonna make him do the dishes? I have plenty of experience in biology. I bought a Tamagotchi in 1998, and it's still alive. Let's do this.
So, listen, I heard something about him. Can you keep it between us?
Ooh, gossip. When I first got here, I thought you Americans really gossiped around the water cooler. So I hung out there for like a month, but the only gossip I ever heard was about some creepy guy hanging out by the water cooler.
Bernadette wants to get a prenup.
Oh, that's a shame. He's gonna be devastated.
Oh, look at the size of that Rice Krispie treat. Same price.
I heard that Bernadette's thinking about asking you for a prenup.
You know what? It's not a big deal. She makes more money than me. She wants to protect her financial interests. The Vespa's almost paid off. And Ma and I have a primo double cemetery plot at Mount Sinai, right near the guy who played Mr. Roper on Three's Company.
Like how he took that. Mate, he took that well. You know, he actually was like, look, she's got assets, I've got assets, but what, protect him? That's totally fine. He literally took that really well. And now saying that, I'm going to go to a next scene, and in about 2 minutes' time, he's probably going to have a little breakdown from it.
Soap spots, wash them again.
You're being ridiculous. Those are perfectly clean.
Sheldon, this beaker used to contain cerebrospinal fluid from an elephant that died of syphilis. If it's in fact perfectly clean, drink from it.
Biologists are mean. There was something wrong with that detergent. That was way too bubbly. How's counting going? When I was in kindergarten, I recited pi to 1,000 places for the school talent show. I think I got this. 1. This is preposterous. I think you're giving me these tasks because you're afraid if you give me anything meaningful to do, I'll show you up.
I'm here for 3 hours and you spent 1 of them in the bathroom.
Well, I'm sorry. It takes me a while to get things going on an unfamiliar toilet. You think you're doing science by cutting up that brain? I could do the same thing at any Quiznos. And they'd offer to toast it for me, too. No stranger to a little gray matter.
It's his mannerisms that does his character so well.
Locus ceruleus.
This is just biology, so I'm sure it's no problem for a genius like you.
It's not. I'll have you know that in the field of physics, we work with particles so small, they make fat jokes about the locus ceruleus.
Oh. Are we nervous, Dr. Cooper?
No. Does the locus ceruleus normally bleed that much?
No. But your thumb does.
Oh, dear. I'm on vacation. Social convention dictates that I let my hair down at a local watering hole. Seeing as I'm on vacation, pina colada seems appropriate. Extra pineapple slices, extra whipped cream, extra cherries, extra umbrellas, and hold the rum.
You and Amy, good?
Oh, better than good.
You know those girls text me every detail of their lives as it happens.
I'm not signing a prenup.
You sign anything she puts in front of you because you are the luckiest man alive. If you let her go, there is no way you can find anyone else. Speaking on behalf of all women, it is not going to happen. We had a meeting.
Excuse me, this is a fairly substantial wound. I was kind of hoping I could continue vacationing in your laboratory.
Honestly think you can just waltz back in here after the way you behaved yesterday?
I was not myself. I had lost a lot of thumb blood. I'm sorry that you weren't able to... That the soap was...
Sheldon!
Sorry.
Now, if you want to stay, get started on those beakers. They're still dirty from yesterday.
Next year I'm going to Epcot.
Mate, I actually think Epcot is the worst park out of all the parks in the Florida Disney thing. You know, like, literally, I understand the premise of it. Like, you visit all different countries, and, you know, actually, fun, like, fact is, do you remember Segways? Well, they're still a thing now, but, like, when it was first introduced, I was at Epcot, you know, on holiday, and, you know, I was riding it, and it was like, wow, this is well futuristic. And I remember him as well, he had a section of basically Smart World. You know, we wasn't at that stage there, and we went in, you walked around the home, and he was like, turn light on, turn light off, flush the toilet, which I don't think we can flush toilets now, but, like, you know, basically they was going through a smart home, and everybody was like, wow, this is crazy. And then I think I was talking a couple of episodes back how when I got my house and I was changing everything to smart things. And like my girlfriend was like, why would you do that? You know, it's a bit lazy. And I'm like, mate, no, it's just a convenience of bang, 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 bang. And it's like mad, innit? You know, I was there 10, 12 years ago. It's probably even more than that. And then fast forward into the future, it's just like a standard practice that everybody kind of has smart appliances.
You really want me to sign a prenup?
I don't know. My dad's pretty insistent on it, though.
Why don't I talk to your dad? Man to man.
Really? Oh, that'd be so great. I should probably give you a heads up about a couple things. Even though he's retired from the police force, he still carries his gun. When you talk to him, don't bring up Jimmy Carter, gardeners, foreign people, homosexual, Sean Penn, Vatican II, gun control, organic food, the designated hitter rule, recycling, or the fact that you're Jewish. So the thing to watch for, if he's shouting at you, you're okay. But if he starts to get real quiet, leave as quickly as you can without making eye contact.
Isn't that pressing? Why don't I talk to him about it in May?
In May, you're going to be on the International Space Station.
They got a phone?
Long distance, save yourself. See, so like obviously the whole kind of topic of the episode is, what's your opinion on a prenup? Let's be honest, that's what the discussions was. You know, for a full-blown prenup, you know, you understood, and hopefully I expressed how I feel at the start of the episode, and obviously I'm going to condense it into a quick summary, is prenup where you're totally not entitled to anything. I think that's a bit too much and I probably wouldn't sign it. However, if you could bespoke them, because you can do, you know, it's not a setting thing that can't be altered. I would talk to my partner and I would be like, look, mate, you know, what I've acquired up until the moment we're married is mine, and what you've acquired up until the moment you've married is yours. You know, you've worked hard for it. I'm never going to take something away that you strive towards. The moment we become a unit, everything that we get and earn and achieve together becomes ours. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that that's the best way to approach things. You know, like I said, if one person gets lucky, like Leonard and Penny get together and they can sign a prenup and she keeps what she's got, so she might have $50 in the bank and he might have $50,000 in the bank, that stays his no matter what. Once he split up, he gets that, she gets that. But if they're together and then she goes boom and goes super famous and starts making millions, then the way it is as you're a couple, your success is my success, and Leonard would be entitled to half of it, and that's just the way it is, you know what I mean? When you're together, what you earn is 50-50. When you were single and what you earned was yours, and that's how I would try to bespoke it, and that's the best way. It's not a personal attack on anyone. It's not saying you can't have anything, you know what I mean? And I feel like that is a fair approach and an easier conversation to have around it, but I'd be really interested to see what everybody's kind of opinion is on that topic, because literally, money is a hard one to speak about. It really, really is, especially in a relationship or family or anything. Talking about I earn more than you, what you're going to pay, what I'm going to pay, what's mine's mine, what's yours is yours, mate, it's really, really tough and people hate it. So I'll be really interested to see everybody's opinions. Today's episode, thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. 16th episode in the bag. Mate, we're absolutely flying. We're getting so close to, well, I say so close to the end of the season. There's about 7-8 episodes left, but I always feel like once you get to these numbers, that the season is pretty much nearly over. And I'm interested, obviously, to see how we finish it, because I feel like in the last 3 episodes, we've started to acknowledge the wedding again. You know, I feel like it kind of happened, it was, you know, engaged, talked about it a little bit, then flew under the radar because obviously other things was going on, and now towards the back end of the season it's been picked up and we're rocking and rolling. Now I'm not too sure what month it is on here, but you know, he said about March a minute ago, Howard speaking to Bernadette, and that's when he's going to be on the space station. And again, I think it was last episode where it was kind of insinuated that he's going to be soon going out and doing some trials and testing for that, obviously, project, which is good and it's exciting because we've been waiting for it, hasn't it? You know, I hope that we don't actually cram everything in now towards the end of the season. I really hope, I've been saying it a few times, that we get a bachelorette and obviously a bachelor party. We get the wedding as well, and we get him going into space. I don't want all that crammed into the final back end of the season. Now, to be honest, if it was crammed into the final back end of the season, then it would actually be an amazing end to the season. It probably would be one of the best seasons that we've had because of how much is going on and how good the episodes are potentially going to be. But if I could actually choose, I would select maybe, you know, the wedding things this season, which would still be the both parties and the wedding, which is still major events on the show, and then go into next season with the space station, with the planning, with the training, you know what I mean? Maybe the honeymoon. It'll be good like that. And like I said, if we ended the season with the wedding and we ended the season with maybe everybody finding out that obviously Penny and Leonard are back together, then we can have an interesting start to the sixth season, and see how we go from there. But I'm really excited with the potential that we got. Can't wait to see obviously how we finish the season. Wait to see everything that's kind of going on. And I'm really excited. So thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.